and lights max, loading plays like he's drawn the plan. Kinetik bringing fire like he's leading the band. No matter the game, no matter the sport, we running this pod like it's fourth and short. Press start, lock in, it's game time again. You tune in live to the Sideline Show with Kinetik and lights max. Let's go, the Gamer Sideline starts now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gamers Sideline. This is our Sideline Huddle show. I am obviously Lichmax, and with me we have
Kinetik.
And welcome to our new Sideline Huddle show. It's where we're going to go over the NFL games. We can review is what we're going to be doing, going over the breakdown of the games of the week, the key games, recapping, and then we're going to go over the injuries, and then end the show out with a mock draft. So I guess let's get it started with the Week 11 breakdown. I'll bring up the probably have had this ready to go, but I'll bring it up right now.
You're supposed to be the professional on the team, bro. You got the jacket and the suit and the tie and all that. And you're supposed to be the professional.
So here I have the Week 11 games. Starting off with Thursday, November 13th, we had the Jets and the Patriots. Patriots smoked the Jets. I don't know if that surprised anybody. What do you think?
No, I mean, that was 100% expected. I think it was Jameis Winston's first start as a Jets quarterback, which don't get me wrong, I love Jameis Winston. But yeah, there was no way that they were going to really put up a fight outside of it being a bit of a rivalry game, I think.
I mean, it is kind of hard to step up to MVP candidate Drake May and really come out with a convincing win. You know, the Patriots been doing great, even though that they don't have their star coach anymore, Bill Belichick. I think the new coaching staff over at the Patriots been doing a great job as of late. I mean, like in the past, they haven't really been great, but I think they're starting to find their stride and come back. And I'd be interested to see how the years progress and how they're going to perform in the future, especially with Drake May leading the pack.
Okay, let's cool it with the MVP candidate talk. Just to point something out for you real quick, the Patriots opponents this year, if you go down their schedule, team with the worst record, team with the second worst record twice. Team with the third worst record, okay? Team with the fourth worst record, team with the fifth worst record, team with the sixth worst record, team with the seventh worst record twice, team with the ninth worst record, and team with the 10th worst record. Now, that was before the Jets game. But let's cool it with the MVP talk when you're literally beating the worst teams in the league.
Hey, I mean, MVP talk is MVP talk. I don't control it. I just report on it.
Yeah, talk is talk, but when it comes to the actual award, they're going to take stuff like that into account.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think your guy's being talked about there, though.
I never said he was, but I'm just saying let's cool it with the Drake May MVP talk.
So now we're on to the Sunday night games. This is where where shit really hits the fan. We got the Bengals and the Steelers. Steelers coming away with a 34-12 victory over the Bengals. Granted, the Bengals, I think Joe Burrow was out for that game, so it was kind of expected the Steelers would win. I believe old man Rodgers got injured in that game too, if I remember correctly.
Bro, I just want to point out, like, it's nothing to brag about to get a win over the Bengals. If you want to go back to week 3, my Vikings destroyed the Bengals 48-10. That was the game where Isaiah Rodgers had like the 4 pick sixes or whatever.
What was that? Was that like game? Your guys' last week of having a healthy offensive line too?
No, that was we didn't have most of our team. That was the first week that Carson Wentz started. But I'm saying that's how bad the Bengals were.
Oh yeah, if Carson Wentz could beat them, then that. But either way,
beat them 48-10.
But you have to also keep in mind, we're in the part of the season where the Steelers usually choke it away, and they're still winning.
Which is why they only beat them 34-12.
Right. Because like ordinarily, this part of the season, the Steelers would be starting to choke away their games. I mean, they kind of already started with 4 losses, 6 wins, but
right.
Hopefully this winning can continue.
How does it feel to have won the Aaron Rodgers lottery?
I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I've been very upfront about that. I don't think that the Steelers should have picked him up. We should have ran with Will Howard and choked away this entire season to get a better quarterback.
So next year, if you don't get a quarterback in the draft, you would rather go with Will Howard second year over 43-year-old Aaron Rodgers?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. I think Will Howard is exactly what the Steelers need because we need a season where we go like where we only win like maybe 3 games the whole season. That's what we need. Because we need those good draft picks to be able to pick up an actual quarterback. Because we all know Will Howard isn't a quarterback. He's a backup. He's a career backup. That's the best he will ever be. Unless he shows out somehow, like finds a way to show out and prove to me that he can be an NFL quarterback, Will Howard is a career backup to me right now. The good thing that Will Howard could do in the NFL is cause the Steelers to have a atrocious season so we can get a good draft pick. That's the best thing he can do for the team.
Right.
Until he proves otherwise. Now here's one that is kind of stunning. Chiefs and Broncos. Granted, it was at the Broncos' home stadium, at the stadium in Denver. But normally, doesn't matter where the Chiefs go, the officiating staff's on their side. It's kind of surprising to see that even with the officiating staff working for the Chiefs, the Broncos were still able to beat them. I believe it was a last minute, I think it was a field goal last second that won them the game. And that is fantastic. That's what I like to see. I like to see the Chiefs out of playoff contention. What do you think?
So there's an interesting stat. I'm trying to pull it up right now. That kind of parallels their like how the separation between them and the rest of the league has gotten worse over the years.
The Chiefs or the Broncos?
The Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
It was something like margin of victory or some weird stat, but like it literally, like if you go back to so it's let's see. All right, so here it is. Coming into 2025, they were on an NFL record 17-game winning streak in games decided by 8 points or fewer, spanning from the end of 2023 and all of 2024. Since then, they've gone 0-5 in the exact same type of games through their first 10 games. It's even bigger deal when you zoom in on it a little bit more, because in one-score games that are decided by 3 points or less, they were 12-0, but so far this season they're 0-3. So it's just an interesting thing that that like you look at something as like just obscure stat like that, but it directly mirrors them going from top team in the league to 5-5.
Right. And I mean, it also doesn't help the fact that it seems like the officiating staff has not been as kind to them on the road as they have been in the past either. Like when you're an Arrowhead, just chalk that up to a loss because you're gonna get every single penalty called out you they can find, and the Chiefs won't get one. Case in point, the Chiefs Lions game where the Lions got all of the penalties and the Chiefs got none of them, regardless of what the Chiefs did. But you look at this game on the road, and yeah, there were flags called, and a lot of them went the Chiefs' way. But the Broncos were still able to pull out that last-second field goal for the win. And I'm quite happy the Broncos knocked them out, but I don't know as if the Broncos are actually a playoff team. Like, yeah, they're in the playoff, but I can't see them being a playoff team.
I mean, so they've done really well building a nice infrastructure around Bo Nix, but Bo Nix was always a quarterback that was coming in with a high floor and not really much of a ceiling left to climb to.
Right.
He came in his rookie year, and as most rookie quarterbacks with a high floor do, had a really good year. And then as the defensive coordinators in the NFL started getting more tape on him at NFL speed and they started being able to adjust to him, his production has declined. He's still an effective quarterback, but I don't think he's ever going to be like higher than middle of the pack. So if they're going to make a Super Bowl run, it's not going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, the New England Patriots style of run. It's going to be the Baltimore Ravens with Joe Flacco, the Eagles with Nick Foles, the Bills with Trent Dilfer going to the Super Bowl with a game manager that doesn't make mistakes and the run has to be based on the performance of your running backs, your defense, and really good play call.
Your team as a whole,
it's
not
possible,
just one player.
But they're not gonna flash and dazzle you with their quarterback play.
Right. Kind of, yeah. Next down, we got the Lions-Eagles. This one kind of saddened me a little bit because obviously Lions fan. But yeah, Eagles came away with the win. The Lions couldn't really get anything going. I mean, it's just kind of what it is. Like they were saying throughout the game that this is what a world champion team looks like, and neither team were looking world class in that game. They were both making mistakes. They were both looking. It was a pretty ugly win for the Eagles. It was a pretty. It was not a good loss for the Lions either. But we still the Eagles haven't been great this year either. Like I don't know what happened between the Super Bowl and this season, but they are not looking good.
Yeah, and listen, I've said all year on our shows, despite being a Vikings fan, I don't hate the Lions. I live in Michigan. Something that when we were talking about the Lions preseason, I brought up to you that I thought it was a big deal that you lost your coordinators and that the interior of your offensive line.
Yeah,
losing Frank Ragnow, moving Glasgow from guard to center, and then starting a second year and a rookie at guard.
Yeah.
I told you I thought it was going to be a problem. And I think that for the most part, the talent of the team was able to sort of prop the team up until they faced my Vikings. And Brian Flores is a defensive genius, and he exposed the Lions' offensive line. He did a lot of really old school blitzing schematics that you don't see in the NFL anymore. Where now in the NFL, you see a lot of the edge rushers, the outside linebackers, the Sam and Will blitzes, but you don't really see middle linebacker, Mike linebacker blitzes anymore, or safety blitzes up the middle. Those are called cross dog or middle dog blitzes. Right. That was a thing from 2 decades ago. Brian Flores did that to the Lions in that game. You and I were watching it. Eric Wilson and Blake Cashman and sometimes the safeties like Hitman Smith would crash through the middle of the line, force the running back into pass protection, and then punish him getting to the quarterback. And it threw Jared Goff off. And then after that game, I don't know if you saw this or not, Dan Campbell took play calling duties back from the offensive coordinator, the one that took Ben Johnson's spot after that game. And it's been an up and down thing with Dan Campbell going back to play calling, which he hasn't done since before Ben Johnson got there.
Right, because when we had Ben Johnson, Ben Johnson made play calling look so easy because he was just miles ahead of every defensive coordinator out there.
And if you noticed in the immediate game after the Vikings game with the Commanders, Gibbs had a huge day. Jamo had a huge day with Campbell calling the plays. But then the Eagles saw that tape and were able to adjust to Dan Campbell's play calling.
Right.
And it didn't seem like Dan Campbell had the answers to adjust in response to what the Eagles were doing. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do next week if he can adjust his play calling.
Yeah, this was definitely a very defensive game on both sides of the ball, too. Because both teams were not looking great. I mean, 16 still isn't a lot over the Lions, but both teams were not looking great in that game. It was very defensive battle throughout that entire game. I think with just a couple different decisions, and this score could have easily been flipped. But I digress. We're moving on to the next week with the Lions, and we'll see what we can do this week. So now we're on to the Commanders versus the Dolphins. Apparently, this went into overtime. The Dolphins came away with a field goal in OT. That's not surprising. The Commanders really haven't been looking great this year, but how do you lose to CTE Tua Tagovailoa?
Well, it's easy because they lost Jayden Daniels the week before. So they're starting former, I think, number 2 overall pick of the Tennessee Titans, Marcus Mariota, as their
That makes
starting
sense.
quarterback.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
they've got a team that's not great, man. Their wide receiver core is not great. Scary Terry doesn't look that scary anymore. Deebo Samuel, it doesn't look like
Scary
the
Terry's starting to
49er
age a bit,
version.
isn't he?
Yeah, and Deebo Samuel, who came in the offseason, is he's never been a number 1 wide receiver. Our
Right.
guy Mikey Samer still even is having a more quiet of a year than he did last season in his rookie year.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of good talent on the Commanders, but it just feels like something's not there, letting it click
Doesn't
into
seem like
place.
they have the
And then the
leadership.
loss of I think their leadership's okay, but it just felt like nothing that the team hadn't coalesced into its final form yet, and then Jayden Daniels went down.
Right. And that's a huge hit to the Commanders too, not having Jayden Daniels, because he's kind of the linchpin of the team.
Right.
I mean, being the franchise quarterback and all, but even outside of that, he's like one of the main leaders of the team, as any good quarterback should be realistically.
Right.
But yeah, without Jayden Daniels in there, yeah, they're gonna. I can see them struggling moving forward week to week, at least until Jayden comes back. But I mean, it's still kind of a surprising loss to the CTE man himself, to Tagovailoa. You know, I mean, I've seen that they have him in a guardian cap now, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he needs it. Otherwise,
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't want him to keep playing.
I mean, bro looks ridiculous in it, but yeah, he definitely needs it, because like you breathe on him too hard, he gets concussed. So, and he likes to slide with his head instead of his body, so I mean, that probably doesn't help either. Now we got Panthers Falcons final, went to OT. Panthers got away with a field goal for the win in overtime. Yeah, I mean,
Bryce Young finally looked like a number 1 quarterback, and to the benefit of my fantasy team, because I had Tedero McMillan, the rookie wideout, that's the number 1 wide receiver in Carolina now, had a ridiculous day this weekend. I think it's looking good for him. Things are looking up. They've got a good, decent young team around them. Bryce Young with Ted McMillan and Xavier Legette, and I like the Carolina Panthers. The Falcons, they're kind of going through it right now. I mean, they've got a surprisingly good defense this year. Their pass rush is insane. But listen, I don't want this to sound like I'm bashing the kid, okay? I always thought it was risky to take Michael Penix in the first round. The Falcons could have taken J.J. McCarthy, and they didn't. You want to say J.J. McCarthy's injury prone? Let me pull this up real quick. But Michael Penix,
I think he was injured all last year, wasn't
has
he?
now in the 8 seasons since he left high school to play college ball, and now in the NFL, he's had 5 season-ending injuries, and all of them have been to his knees. He's a second-year player. Now, you want to say JJ's injury prone? What about this guy?
Oh yeah, no, he for sure is.
But he was picked ahead of JJ, and everyone keeps saying that Michael Penix is this great quarterback. But he goes down with yet another season-ending knee injury. They got to put in their $200 million backup quarterback, Kirk Cousins, and it's just not working. And then you have them run into a Carolina Panthers team that's really finding its stride. And honestly, I'm surprised the Falcons put up 27.
I know, especially with Kirk Cousins.
But if you look at it, they didn't score a touchdown in the second half.
Right.
So.
Well, they did. They did.
No, they didn't.
Oh, that's the field goal. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
So it was just a bad timing for the Falcons to run into a team that's hitting its stride right as they're kind of crashing down.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
what do you do if you're the Falcons?
Like, at what point do you encourage a quarterback to retire, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, and Michael Penix is like 25, 26 years old, but he's, again, in the last 8 years, including this year, 5 season-ending knee injuries.
Yeah,
and it's only his second year in the league.
And how do you even
do if you're the Falcons when you go into this offseason? Do Do you trust to bring Michael Penix back to be your starter next season post his 5th knee surgery? Do you re-sign the $200 million quarterback in Kirk Cousins that you benched halfway through his first season for the rookie? Do you have him come back as your starter?
Is he going to
what do
want to
you
come
do?
back as a starter?
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't know what you do if you're the Falcons, and it sucks because, like I said, their defense was having a pretty breakout season.
Right. Yeah. Now they're just gonna. Now they're 3. Well, I mean, breakout. I think is kind of tough to say at 3-7.
Well, no. I'm saying their defense was not expected to be that good, and it's been incredibly good. They made Josh Allen look pedestrian. That they're the ones that gave JJ McCarthy that horrible game his second week because of the pass rush. Their defense has really broken out this year.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like being wasted.
If I'm the Falcons, I'm looking to recruit a new quarterback. I mean, that's just kind of where I'm sitting. Like, I know they have a lot of money tied up into Michael Penix, and they have a lot of money tied up into Kirk Cousins. But Kirk may not want to come back after this season, and Michael is just going to be injury-prone moving forward. And they're kind of stuck with him until the end of his rookie contract. So, like, at this point, like, I would honestly be looking at quarterbacks in the draft coming up. That's where I would be, realistically. So now we're gonna look at the Buccaneers Bills game, 44-32. Bills came away with the victory. They're sitting at 7-3 right now. Definitely playoff bound. They're definitely a playoff caliber team as they were last season. I think we're gonna see them definitely in the final rounds of the playoff again, if not competing for the AFC Championship again. Hopefully this time they can pull it off now that they don't have the Chiefs in there to cheat away their victory. But what are your thoughts on the Buccaneer Bills game here? I mean, looks like the Bills did pretty good against the Bucs, but
yeah, I mean it's tough because like the Buccaneers are having a really good season in the sense that like every game they're in it. Baker Mayfield's looking great. The Bills look like a good team. The problem with the Bills is that they have not found an answer at wide receiver. They got rid of Stephon Diggs. They drafted Keon Coleman, and Keon Coleman is not it. And it just I don't know. I want to see them break through and get to the Super Bowl, but I just don't know if they have the weapons for it right now.
I don't think they do either, but they also they only had like one weapon last season too, and they did pretty good. They've gotten at least to the AFC Championship with Stephon. I definitely think the Bills really need to start looking at getting some extra weapons for Josh Allen to throw to, because you put a good receiver core behind Josh Allen, that's a dangerous Bills right there. That's a dangerous Bills team. It'd be hard to really compete with them because they have a decent defense, they have a decent run game, they have a decent offensive line. All they're missing is a receiver core, and they're Super Bowl bound without a doubt. Like, I think they might be able to pull it off this season, but if they had a really good receiver core, there wouldn't be a doubt behind it. I wouldn't be able to say I don't know if they're going to make it or not. I could say they're definitely going to make it without a doubt, especially with how bad the Chiefs are playing this season. The Chiefs are kind of like the main rival when it comes to them being able to get to the Super Bowl because they always bar the way. But now they're out. They're pretty much out of contention. So like the Bills have a free pass to run all the way to the AFC Championship at this point, and I would like to see them get there because I think alongside the Lions, I think they deserve to get there.
Yeah, I definitely think they deserve it. I just question their lack of elite weapons to be able to sustain a playoff drive.
Yeah, no, I think it'll definitely be a challenge for them, but I think that like they did last season, I think they can make it at least to the AFC Championship, and that's where they're going to encounter some issues. So now we're on to Texas Titans. This was too close of a game. This is like when you throw like two lemons at each other and see which one can out-lemon the other. The Titans and the Texans. It's like the Titans, a lemon team. The Texans have been historically a lemon team. This season, they're doing all right, but this was still way too close of a game, in my opinion, for the Texans and the Titans. The only thing I can really think of is Cam Ward was keeping the game alive for the Titans, but I honestly didn't see this game, so I don't know exactly what was going on. But it definitely it looks like either the Texans were not playing a great game, they were playing their backups against the Titans, or the Titans just were going off.
Well, you got to remember the Texans were playing with their backup quarterback, Davis Mills. C.J. Stroud
Right.
was not playing. And he's also playing behind one of the worst offensive lines in the league. So the Titans are not a great team, but when you take away your starting quarterback, when you traded away your best offensive lineman, and you have a very suspect offensive line, you're sort of lowering the bar of your team down closer to the Titans, and that's what allows for this type of game.
And, I would like to see the Titans come back into prominence. I don't see it happening for at least another 2-3 years. I think they still have to build basically an entire team around Cam Ward for him to be successful. Because where they're sitting right now, they have like one of the worst offensive lines in the league, one of the worst receiving cores in the league, one of the worst defenses in the league. Like, the only thing that they have gone for them is Cam Ward. Maybe Tony Pollard. But mainly it's Cam Ward. Cam Ward is what they got. And, I mean, Cam Ward is a good quarterback, but a good quarterback doesn't make a team. They need to build around him to make him look as elite as he should be. The fact that they have one win is actually a testament to Cam Ward, because he's the one that brought them the win. It was on the road too. Next, we'll look at the Bears, the Vikings. What happened here?
Hey, real quick, I just want to correct myself one time. Of the 5 injuries the season-ending injuries that Penix has had, only 4 of them were knee injuries. The other one was a shoulder.
Okay.
So I just want to correct myself. I misspoke there.
So Bears versus Vikings. What happened, man?
Yeah, so listen, I'm not trying to apologize for J.J. McCarthy. He had 6 wildly inaccurate throws in that game. And he had mechanics issues that broke down as the game went on when he was under pressure. He also had 6 drops from one of the best receiving cores on paper in the league. And each of those drops, if you watch them, hit the receivers right on the hands. The one to Jefferson was high, but it still hit him right in the hands. TJ Hawkinson dropped 2. Aaron Jones dropped 1. Justin Jefferson dropped 1. Jordan Addison dropped 2. And I think the other one was dropped by Adam Thielen or Jalen Naylor. I forget who. He also had
Naylor
2 interceptions.
Naylor caught his.
Okay, my point is that there were 6 drops. Okay, there were 6
Probably
drops.
Jones.
There were 6 errant passes. I'm not saying JJ doesn't have any blame. His 2 interceptions, one of them is on him because of mechanics, but it wasn't a bad throw. One of them, he stepped up into the pocket to make a throw, stepped too far up into the pocket into a hit, and he got hit as he was throwing it, took some of the steam off of it, and it fell short to the safety. But the other one, I don't think this is on him at all. You tell me any QB in the league that would not throw this throw 10 out of 10 times. You had Justin Jefferson on the left side of the field, one-on-one with Nashawn Wright in the end zone, jump ball. You're telling me you're not throwing that to Justin Jefferson, 6'4", best receiver in the league, 10 out of 10 times, and letting him go up and get that jump ball, which he does all the time. But no, it ended up in an interception. Like, I'm not saying JJ's not at fault. He has some blame. But if you go back and watch the JT O'Sullivan, former NFL quarterback, did a very long breakdown of JJ's game. And even he said that a lot of the criticisms on JJ from talking heads in the NFL, from rival fans, and even from a lot of the Vikings' own fan base is completely unwarranted. Everything that's wrong with JJ right now is coachable. It can be coached out of him and fixed. But everything that he has intangible-wise, you can't coach. You can't create that in a player that doesn't have it. The play calling, I've ripped Kevin O'Connell for the last few weeks on play calling. His play calling this weekend was much, much better. He still has thrown on every single third and or not every single. He has thrown a ridiculous rate of throwing on third and fourth or short, or third or fourth and short, and haven't completed one. He's not giving JJ a lot of the checkdowns, the drag routes, the out routes, the short slants. He's not giving him any of that. There is zero reason that JJ McCarthy, the youngest quarterback in the league, and who you now know has mechanical issues that need to be fixed in the offseason, there is zero reason that your play calling should give him the longest, what's called ADOT, average depth of target, not of completion. It's the depth, the target point of every throw. He has the highest. It's at 12 yards. He's got 12 yards for average depth of target, and it's like 4 yards longer than any other quarterback in the league. There's no reason the youngest quarterback in the league should be getting play calls like that. Fix your play calling. You did well this week. Continue to shorten the book down. Listen, JJ has mechanical issues. You cannot fix mechanical issues in season. That has to be worked out in the off season. During the season, you adapt your play calling. You take a look at what are the things that he can do. What are the routes, the 5, 6, 7, 8 best routes that he hits every time, and tailor your play calling to that. That's what I need to see from Kevin O'Connell. But so to your question, what happened with this game? Bad drops, errant throws, bad mechanics. Offensive line actually was pretty good. Running game was actually pretty good when we used it. Play calling was better, still needs work. Defense played really well, but towards the end of the game, they just got fatigued. And we still only lost by 2 points. And had our special teams not given up the end of the game kickoff return that put them in position for that field goal kick,
56-yard kickoff, it would have went to OT.
Right? No, we would have won.
Oh, right, yeah.
If we didn't let them return it like that and let our defense go out there and stop them like they had been all game, we could have won that. Sorry, JJ can't play on kick return defense. You know, I mean, JJ can't catch the passes he's throwing. Okay,
I mean,
like
he can try better.
He deserves some blame, but this isn't all on him. And I encourage any Vikings fans that watch this, or any JJ McCarthy fans, or anybody that just wants honest breakdown and not just national talking heads or social media crap, go on YouTube, look up JT O'Sullivan's channel, look at his breakdown. He goes so in depth with it, and he's 1,000% on point with everything he says in that video.
Well, now let's move on to Packers and Giants. For the Packers being such a great team that a lot of people have been touting with Jordan Love and the like, the fact that they have Colston Loveland on the team now. No, never mind, not Colston Loveland.
That's
Colston Loveland's on the Bears. The Packers being touted as such a great team, how'd they only win by 7 against the Giants? And the Giants don't even have their best running back right now. He's out for the season, from what I understand.
Well, and the Giants also don't have their coach. That Brian Daboll got fired.
Oh, yeah, that too.
I don't think the Packers are that good of a team, man. I think that they've been punching above their weight class, but like their defense is not the greatest, and you see them struggle against teams that they shouldn't have. Yes, they got big time wins over the Lions to week one, and they're sitting at number 1 in one of the toughest divisions in the league. But I just feel like they're kind of paper tigers. Like they're a decent team, but I don't think they're the top team. I think they're a little bit fraudulent in that, and I think that's going to bear out as we go towards the end of the season.
I think you're right there. I think they're going to start choking games away that they should win, and I think that's going to continue through the rest of the season. I mean, there's a good chance that I could be wrong, and we could see them end up in the going for the NFC Championship. But I believe that we're going to see them start choking some games away, or start losing some key players. Also, they have one tie. That's interesting. I forgot about that tie. I think that was Dallas. That's like the first team in like how long to get a tied game because of a thunderstorm?
Something like it was stupid.
That's interesting. Anyway, Chargers and the Jaguars. Holy crap! What is going on, Jim Harbaugh?
So,
Only 2 field goals the entire game, and the Jags put up 35, 7-7, 7-14.
So here's the problem. Jim Harbaugh's teams traditionally are built on 2 things: offensive line, defensive line. Defensive line specifically excelling in run defense, right? Pass rush, run defense. Their offensive line has imploded this season. Rashawn Slater, their starting left tackle, blew out his knee in the preseason right after signing a big contract. They had to then move second-year All-Pro right tackle Joe Alt to left tackle, and I don't know what they did at right tackle. But then Joe Alt went down with an injury. They also had, I think, Mekhi Becton, I think, or whoever the right guard is, went down with injury as well. So, and it finally caught up to him. Their offensive line wasn't able to block for runs. They weren't able to keep pass protection for Herbert. Herbert went 10 of 18 for only 81 yards. They went 3 of 12 on third downs. Defense, they got torched on the ground by a rookie running back, Bashal Tootin, no less. He had a breakout game.
Not only just Bashal Tootin, but also Travis Etienne Jr.
Right. Well, I'm saying both of them, but I'm just saying like Tootin looked crazy, right? I understand Etienne's their starter, and he did, but I mean, look at their yards are almost identical. Tootin did it on 4 less carries.
Yeah.
And literally that's what Jim Harbaugh's teams are built on: run defense, trench play, just overpowering the other team, third down efficiency. That's the story of his team, and this team collapsed in each of those phases. So
every single one of the phases, because they also let up 153 passing yards, 192 rushing yards. They didn't stop anything that Jaguars were doing all game.
Yeah, and well, and that's what I mean is, so Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator, his defense is a version of Wink Martindale's amoeba defense, but his is predicated on getting pressure with your defensive line to put pressure on the quarterback to make inaccurate throws, to have to hurry up his throws and throw bad passes. That wasn't happening this game. So you combine that with their ineffectiveness on offense because of their offensive line. That's what led to this.
Yeah, I mean that's an embarrassing loss. Hopefully we can see. I mean they're still looking good in their conference, 7-4. It's not bad. This loss, if this was like college football, I imagine that this loss would probably hurt them a lot more. Luckily, it's the NFL, where the only thing that really matters is your record, so they should be fine. Seahawks and Rams. I mean, the Rams did excellent against the Seahawks. They didn't score anything in the second or third quarter, but still came away with the win. Luckily, they got 14 points in the first, and then ended out with 7 in the fourth, coming away with the win. The Rams had 4 interceptions, though.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Oh, okay. So they got 4 interceptions from Seattle. Okay,
yeah.
I got
it. So here's the thing. Last year when the Vikings had Sam Darnold, I was never a believer in Darnold. I appreciate what he did for the team last year. But there's a reason that the Minnesota Vikings didn't re-sign him and opted to go with J.J. McCarthy. Sam Darnold has a cannon of an arm. He's great at deep throws. He's not so good at short and intermediate throws, and he likes to hold the ball for too long behind the line. And just look at the Vikings last year with Sam Darnold. 14-3, and only lost to 2 teams the entire season. Lost twice to the Detroit Lions, lost twice to the Rams, including in the playoffs. Those are the only teams that were able to shut down and take advantage of Darnold's deficiencies. Well, who did he play here? The Rams. 4 interceptions against him. Darnold is a good quarterback who melts down in big games, because in the biggest games against the best teams, they're able to shut down his strength, and he has no pivot to his game.
Yeah.
He can't pivot away from the deep throws and suddenly be a good quarterback in other aspects of the game. And that's why Minnesota didn't sign him to a long-term contract. And I wish him all the best and that he has success there. I like Mike McDonald, the Seahawks head coach, former defensive coordinator at Michigan. I like the Seahawks, but this is what you get with Sam Darnold.
I want to know why they didn't play Milquetoast, though.
Because they got Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold looks good in every other game. Sam Darnold's an MVP candidate this year. But this is what he does in big games.
Right. And like he's quickly going to be thrown out of the MVP talk, especially after this game. 4 interceptions. That's not good. It's not good at all. So 49ers, Cardinals. One thing that's surprising about the 49ers, they still have a lot of their team. Like, for example, the glass house that is Christian McCaffrey is still out there. That's surprising. Usually he's out with injury by this time. Brock Purdy coming back after his toe injury throws 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cardinals are just kind of on a real like a losing skid.
Yeah.
I like the Cardinals. They got our guy Will Johnson there, and he's played really well this season. But the Arizona team, they just benched the toddler. What is his name? Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler
they
Murray,
benched him for Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett's not a starting caliber quarterback.
No. He got in the game immediately threw 2 interceptions.
They had some stupid number of like 17 penalty flags for 126 yards. They gave up 126 yards on penalties. It's just crazy, dude. Like, there was, I think one of them was like a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct on Brissett, their quarterback.
Yeah.
And then you have, on the flip side, you have 49ers who just got Brock Purdy back from injury. And, the 49ers offense is very insulated to keep a steady production from the offense. So I just think the 49ers are getting healthy and hot at the right time, and the Cardinals are on a skid, man.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the 49ers in the playoffs. I mean, they should make it. They're 7-4, 5-2 in conference away. So, I mean, Yep.
Just a quick, I don't want to call them out by name because I don't like attacking other fans. The Minnesota Vikings fan that was coming on shows this last week talking about we should trade for or try to sign Kyler Murray. Fuck off. I don't want that guy on my team.
I think you guys would do great with Kyler Murray.
No, we're good with JJ. I don't want Kyler Murray.
He would probably throw less interceptions than JJ did.
I'm a gamer. Obviously, the name of our show, The Gamer Sideline, right?
Yeah.
If you are so bad at time management that you have to have a clause put into your contract that you can only play video games for so many hours a week so that it allows you to get to and from practices and meetings, you're not an NFL quarterback. Sorry. Every time the new Call of Duty comes out, it's like he goes AWOL on meetings and practices. Like, I get it, but like, you're an NFL quarterback, dude. Come on.
Right.
Sorry, a little bit of a rant. That was the craziest take I've heard in the last week.
I mean, I think you guys would do great with Kyler Murray, especially over JJ.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, really, any quarterback would be an improvement over JJ, realistically, at this point.
At least JJ can see over his offensive line.
They could get him a booster. It'd be fine. We got Ravens and Browns. This surprises nobody, but I believe, if I remember correctly, Shedeur Sanders made his debut in this game and promptly got decimated by the Ravens. I mean, I guess not really, can't say decimated because it was only 23-16, but and he is playing for the Browns, so I don't foresee Shedeur Sanders staying at the Browns for very long. And not that this loss was his fault. Shedeur is a decent quarterback, but it's the Browns. Nobody stays with the Browns. Nobody good stays with the Browns. Just like nobody good stays with New York. Either team. They always move on to better teams. But
I'm gonna try to pull
Lamar
something up real
Jackson
quick.
went 14 for 25, 193 yards total. I guess they lost some yards because the team got 167 yards total. See, Dylan Gabriel threw for completed 7 out of 10 attempts for 68 yards. He got sacked 1 to 7 times. Shedeur Sanders completed 4 out of 16. Holy crap, that's not good. For 47 yards, 1 interception. Got sacked 2 to 20. I know it's less than 27 times. So the team total got 81 yards through the air. Quinshawn Judkins got a touch. Dylan Sampson, what the? Excuse me? Oh, it's rushing. Never mind. I thought this was receiving for a second there. I was going to say, how did Shedeur throw the ball to himself?
No, they actually put Shedeur in the game, and guess what, guys? He looked like a 5th-round quarterback. Maybe the team knew what they were doing. To everybody that got so upset that he didn't get picked in the 1st round, there's a reason. It's not collusion. It's not racism. It's that he sucks. And if you watched any Colorado games, you would have seen it.
Well, I don't think
he's not a good athlete. He's not fast. He's not able to scramble. His accuracy is not good. He's not a good quarterback.
I think he would have been better than Will Howard.
Probably, but that's not saying much.
I know. I mean, at least the Steelers could have started Shedeur Sanders instead of Aaron Rodgers, because the stuff that Shedeur is not good at can be coached. The stuff that Will Howard's not good at, you can't coach it. He's just not a good player, all in all. Yeah, of course Lamar Jackson goes off. I mean, this was going to be a tough game regardless, because I mean, these are 2 rookies coming up against a veteran team all around. Like, the team doesn't have a lot of, like, it has some rookies, but for the most part, this team is a veteran team, and a lot of the Browns players range from like relative rookies to like brand new off the draft. So this was going to be a very difficult game for them regardless.
So the Ravens did not have a great game even in the win. Like, Lamar Jackson got injured again.
Oh yeah, I know. He also got 2 interceptions too.
Yeah. It sucks because he's been the one that has like single-handedly won me games in fantasy. And this week, as bad as JJ was in his game, I should have started JJ because JJ put up 6 points in fantasy on my bench, and Lamar only gave me 4.8 points. How? How? Stupid.
So now the final game of the week, we got Cowboys versus Raiders. This was essentially like this was not a good game regardless, but it was interesting to see the fact that Cowboys put 33 on the Raiders, but also it's not a surprise. It is the Las Vegas Raiders.
And it just comes down to quarterback play for this one, man.
Yeah.
The Cowboys still have Dak Prescott. No matter what problems they have, they've got Dak Prescott. And real quick, rest in peace to Marshawn Nealon, man. Mental health is not a – people think that just because these guys play football and make millions of dollars that they're okay and they can't have problems, but mental health is a big deal. So,
right.
R.I.P. to Marshawn Nealon. But it just came down to quarterback play, man. Dak Prescott versus Geno Smith. And to be honest, man, I'm really kind of, all respect to Pete Carroll. I just think he's not it anymore as a head coach in the NFL.
Yeah, no. I think the Raiders definitely could use for a new head coach. Somebody who's really actually understands what's going on. I think that would actually benefit the Raiders a lot if they did get a new head coach, someone who's more in tune with the game, the modern game now. I mean, the Raiders have some good players. They just haven't been able to pull it together.
Well, I just and I'll credit the guys over at NFLSE the NFL Stock Exchange podcast, because I don't want to just take their quotes and try to pass it off as my own.
Right.
I think that I agree with them that there's a disconnect between the type of players that I forget the GM's name. He's got the best last name. Spytek is his last name. I forget his first name though. but he's the GM. I think there's a disconnect between the type of players he wants to build the team with and the type of players that Pete Carroll wants to coach. I just think there's a little bit of a disconnect there. And honestly, I would probably side with Spytek at this point. I think Pete Carroll's a legendary coach. I just think that coming out of retirement was not the right move for him.
Yeah, probably not. So next, we're going to go over the injury roundup. I'm going to talk about everyone who got injured this week. So starting with what is this? I don't know who this is. Oh, there it is. So for the Commanders, we have Jaden Daniels out, left elbow. We got wide receiver Treylon Burks out with a finger injury. Wide receiver Scary Terry, he's out with a quad injury. Tight end Ben Sinnott out with an ankle injury. Left back or linebacker. Why did I say left back? Linebacker Ale Cajo. He got a concussion.
Wait, try that again.
Ale Cajo. Cajo? Ale Cajo? Ale Cajo?
I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's just funny listening to you try.
Ale Cajo or Ale Cajo. I'm gonna go with Ale Cajo.
I hope this guy never watches our show because he's gonna be like, "What the hell?"
Defensive end Drake Jackson out with a knee injury.
Drake Jackson, yep.
Will Harris out with an ankle injury. Questionable. Jordan McGee out with a knee injury. Maybe. Dolphins right tackle Austin Jackson out with a toe injury. Questionable wide receiver Dwayne Eskridge out with a shoulder injury. LB Bradley Chubb out with a foot injury. Cornerback Rasul Douglas out with a foot ankle injury. Maybe. So now we're going with the Carolina Panthers, Atlanta. Panthers out. LB Trayvon Wallace out with a shoulder injury. Safety Lathan Ransom out with a hand injury. Maybe. Gotta work on that hand a little bit better, my guy. Falcons.
This is just a look at the injuries coming out of this last week.
Yep. Out. Guard Matthew Matthew Bergeron. Interesting. Out with an ankle injury. Defensive line, Sam Roberts out with a knee ankle injury. Edge, Leonard Floyd.
Hey, I do want to point out that so Jaden Daniels, the injury to his elbow looked really bad.
Yeah.
When it happened, but it actually is not that bad. So it's a dislocated elbow, but it didn't fracture, it didn't break, and it didn't tear any ligaments.
So he could be back in about a week or two.
Well, he's expected to be out about 3 to 5 weeks. So it is, but just want to point that out because a lot of people thought that was like a season-ending thing, and it's not.
Right. Left linebacker Malik Verdon out with a shoulder injury. Linebacker Josh Woods out with a hamstring injury. Cornerback D.L. Ford out with a concussion. Questionable wide receiver Jamal Agnew foot injury. Maybe. Wide receiver Drake London. He got sick, but he's back. He got sick and he had maybe a back injury. Who knows? Tight end, Felipe Franks.
Bro, I don't think we need to go through each one.
Foot injury.
It's going to be a lot.
Chris Lindstrom, foot injury. Defensive line. We'll just go with the big names because they can see him.
Yeah, just scroll through and point out the big names. So, like, Bucky Irving was out.
Bucky Irving, Chris Godwin.
That's a big deal. Hassan Reddick, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
For the Bills, Dalton Kincaid, their tight end, that gives them one less target.
Yeah.
TJ Sanders is a big deal. For the Chargers, we got Quentin Johnston, so that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because he's largely been their – oh, and that's the other thing. He didn't play last week for the Chargers either, and he's been one of their top 2 pass-catching targets as well. Jaguars got Hunter Long and Brenton Strange out. They
half their tight end room is freaking out, and then Jordan Lewis is out.
Now I am concerned about the Jordan Lewis thing. I don't like neck injuries in the NFL. They usually lead to shortened careers, and that's our guy, former Michigan Wolverine Jordan Lewis, one of the best nickel corners in the league. So let's hope he gets better.
And then we got
no, that's not Jade. I'm sorry. That's not the rookie. Sorry. Jade Walker's out. TJ Edwards out.
you got
Jalen Johnson's still out. Jalen Johnson, that is the longest groin injury ever.
And then y'all got Ryan Kelly and Jonathan Grenard out.
So there is a chance that Ryan Kelly might be back, but I don't expect him back this week. Actually, there's a chance both of them could be back this week, but it's a small chance.
Yeah. Packers got Nate Hobbs out. Their kicker might be messed up. And Matthew Golden, Savion Williams, Lucas Van
I also
Ness.
think their tight end is still out, but I might be wrong on that.
I mean, it doesn't say right here, so I think they're still good. Jackson Dart is out. That's
concussion.
That's new. That's horrible.
It's kind of funny that like him and Cam Scatabo both got concussions this season, and literally everybody saw that coming.
Yeah. Well, Cam Scatabo is out because his foot did a 360.
Oh no, but we know he has a concussion too. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like that was probably an underlying. That was probably like the less severe of the injuries that he had.
Like literally everybody saw it
coming. Joe Burrow is out
still, although surprisingly, so it's interesting. So the Bengals did activate him. So when you put somebody on IR, you can activate them to be able to practice. You have a 21-day practice window that you can activate for them to be full participants in practice and potentially play while not pulling them off of IR yet. They did activate Joe Burrow from IR for practice. The theory is that even though he's not completely healed, that they wanted to activate him so they could practice him as we lead up to the playoffs. And if at some point they are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, then he will not return this season. But if they do clinch the division in somehow, some way, or clinch a playoff berth, you will see Joe Burrow back early from that turf.
Yeah, I could see that. The Steelers have Highsmith out. That's not great. And Darius Slay, which is also not great.
Yep.
These guys will be back, so we should actually know. Corey Trice is also horrible too for us.
Texans are going to be without Stroud again.
Yeah. They lost their tight end. Damon Arnett is out. That's not good. Their safety's out.
Our guy Khalil Mullins is out with an ankle injury.
Yeah, I knew that. He's been out for a while he's been in and out with that ankle injury. They lost Xavier Woods, but then it's not. Calvin Ridley is actually a bad thing because that's one of the better receivers we got.
And I think just here in a second, you're going to see another one of the reasons that the Cardinals lost so badly.
Yeah. Their whole team got injured.
Pretty much.
Will Johnson being out's not great. Neither is Marvin Harrison. That's also not great.
Browning's a big loss. Also, Walter Nolan, the rookie, Darius Robinson, also BJ Ojolari. They're all good players.
Yeah. All their it looks like all their best players are out. The 49ers just have a relic, essentially, out.
I mean, dude, is his first name not sound like an old English naval rank?
The Amador Lenore. It's French.
So it's like a character from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. So Seahawks have Troy Horton. That's not great for them. Rams,
Devontae Adams being out.
Devontae Adams and Kobe Turner. That's not great for them either.
Rashad Bateman is a big deal for the Ravens. He's not like the greatest player, but he's a big deal for the Ravens.
Humphrey being out is also a big deal too.
Yeah.
Browns, I don't think they really matter.
Your boy Pacheco's out for the Chiefs.
Well, I mean, that's not surprising. He did get
Patrick Surtain being out for the Broncos is a big deal.
Yeah. That is not going to be great. Nate Atkins being out is not great either. Dobbins being out, not great for them either. The Lions, oh my God, here we go.
Bro, it's the Lions. This is every year. This is just part of the Dan Campbell experience. Like
Sam Laporte is out. Our guard is out. Our defensive end is out. Josh Paschal is out. Rodriguez is out.
Pass rusher.
Terry Arnold is down. DJ Reed is out. Kirby Joseph is out. Jacob Sailors is potentially, he doesn't matter. He's a running back.
Both of your offensive tackles potentially
Both of our backup running backs are down, so we only have
third best cornerback possibly out. Your backup to Sam Laporta possibly out.
Yeah, Penei Sewell also out.
Like the Lions literally are just calling people literally like the second half of last season and this season, they're calling players that are like sitting on their couch watching football mid-game. They're like halftime, like, hey, can you get here by the second half? Can you suit up? Like,
Yeah, how fast can you suit up, bro? Cowboys, Solomon Thomas.
yeah, that's a
Only
big
one.
deal.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah, and then the other one is Malik Hooker, but yeah. Jets.
Garrett Wilson being out, that's a big deal for the Jets.
Yep.
Our guy Braden McGregor being questionable sucks.
Patriots. Keyshawn.
Nothing really bad.
Yeah. I mean, Keyshawn Boot maybe.
Yeah.
Stevenson being out, maybe.
Boot's only good because their receiving core sucks.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be a backup on any other team, but here he's actually in the game. So yeah,
Right.
That's the end of the roundup. So now, next, we're gonna hop on over to the mock draft. We're trying to see how fast if we can get through this pretty quick.
All right, so we're gonna do this.
It's gonna
be a full draft with the Vikings and the Lions. You'll pick the Lions. I'll pick the Vikings. For time, let's say no trades for this one. We'll maybe do trades another time.
Yeah.
But we'll just do straight up picks. So, the order is based off current ESPN betting odds for finishes for the season. No, this does not mean that they think that the Colts are going to win the Super Bowl. It's just the betting odds right now.
Yeah. So this is a simulated draft, not actual final positions.
Correct. All right, here we go. All right, so I hit start. Now I do like to take a look at who gets taken in the first round. So Rueben Bain Jr. goes to the Titans at number 1. Arvell Reese, linebacker out of Ohio State, number 2 to the Giants. The Browns take a third quarterback in 2 years, and Ty Simpson out of Alabama. Safety from Ohio State, Caleb Down, goes to the Saints. Jordyn Tyson to the Jets at 5. Now, listen, I really like Jordyn Tyson, but I also think his potential injury issues. I think he might drop in the draft. I think he might slide to like the mid-20s, but we'll see. Fernando Mendoza, quarterback for Indiana, going to the Raiders. Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame, to the Commanders. Cornerback, Jermod McCoy. Interesting that Jermod McCoy goes first corner off the board to the Rams. Bengals go TJ Parker, edge out of Clemson. Clemson goes back-to-back with defensive tackle Peter Woods going next pick to the Cardinals. Then we go another edge out of Texas Tech, David Bailey going to the Dolphins. And finally, in my opinion, my favorite receiver in this draft, Mekhi Lemon out of USC going to the Cowboys. And now with that, the Vikings are on the clock. I'm going to make this very easy. I think that the Vikings' biggest need is at cornerback. And I think Mansour Delane is the best cornerback in the draft, despite the fact Jermod McCoy went higher in this draft. So I'm going to take Mansour Delane for the Vikings' first pick. All right, following that, we had Carnell Tate, wide receiver from Ohio State, go to the Ravens. Edge Cassius Howell from Texas A&M, go to Kansas City. Caleb Banks, defensive tackle from Florida, goes to the Texans. Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State, goes to Carolina. Now, is this your first PFF mock draft?
Yep.
Okay. To give you an idea how this works, it shows them in the ranking. The ranking is PFF's draft analysts ranking of the players. ADP is the average draft position by subscribers that use the mock draft simulator. Shows their average drafted position. And if you want to know more about a player, so for example, if you wanted to know about Dante Moore, I can pull it up. It has 2025 comparables. So you got, depending on the position, it'll have different things here. Advanced stats. Now later, once we get closer to the draft, they'll actually have like breakdowns and analysis. They don't have that here, but you can see average draft position trends for this year. And then they have their stats here as far as like height, weight, stuff like that. So if you want more information, just let me know. So, and I can also filter by position. So if you specifically wanted to look at quarterbacks, or if you wanted quarterbacks, tight ends, and interior offensive line, I can do that. So you just tell me what you want to do, direct me where you want to go to look at. And right here, it does say that the Lions' biggest needs are center, tackle, defensive tackle, and cornerback. That's not your only needs. That's just saying your 4 biggest needs. And then up here it shows your remaining picks. So your next pick after this is pick 50.
So has me picking up Derek Harmon.
Let's see.
He's a defensive tackle.
You're looking at the wrong recruiting class information. Derek Harmon was a defensive tackle in the 2025 draft. This is 2026.
Oh, my bad.
So, okay, let me ask you, what do you think your team's biggest needs are? Do you agree that they're center, tackle, defensive tackle, and corner?
Okay, I got it. It's Nick Scorton. It's an edge is what they need.
Nick Scorton's also in 2025.
What the fuck?
I need you to look at the right draft
Pardon my
class.
language.
Don't worry about AI. Talk to me here. The PFF says the Lions' biggest needs are center, tackle, defensive tackle, and cornerback. Do you agree that those are the biggest needs, or do you think there's another position that is a bigger need for your first-round pick?
They say quarterback?
No, cornerback.
Oh, okay.
Defensive tackle, offensive tackle, and center.
I think we need center, but I don't think center is good at first round, so I'd have to go with
generally not, but I'm saying this because I can filter. So there is one interior guard that's considered a first-round pick. Connor Lew is considered a first-round eligible pick, and he plays center. However,
I'm not seeing anyone
who's
who's
that Connor Lew is going to go back to school. He's not going to actually.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any like first-round draft pickables. Let's go to cornerback.
Okay. So cornerback, do you want to add anything else here? You want to add tackle, D-tackle, edge, anything? I personally think edge is also a big need opposite Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, it is, but I'm not seeing any cornerbacks that I.
So I would say that
first round.
My personal opinion, I do think that Colton Hood and Keith Abney both are first round caliber. I don't know about pick 18 first round, but if you really need a cornerback and you want to reach on one, Hood or Abney would not be bad. But it would be a reach.
Let's see. Dan Campbell is one to do that, though.
Potentially. I know it doesn't say it's a need up here, but I would maybe say look at this guy right here, Kendrick Falk. He's ranked 12th. Average draft position is 13.7. You're at 18 right now. He's an edge out of Auburn. So if we look at his information here, he's got a decent pass rush grade, not great, but his run defense is very high.
And that is something that we need.
Right. And so if you look at him, he's got and they are starting to get their analysis on here. So he's 6'6", 285. And this is what PFF says about him. Falk brings ideal length and strength to the defensive end position. His wingspan seems to match his listed height, which would be well above average for the pros. He does his best work as a four-tech or five-tech defensive end, where he can start with his shoulder down in a three-point stance. He utilizes a long arm and push-pull moves to win with arm strength, though his win percentage has been relatively low. He is a plus defender in short yardage and goal line situations. So he would be a good end complement to Aiden Hutchinson in the sense that Hutch is rushing, he can set the edge. But I'm not telling you you have to go with this, but I would look at
I would grab Kendrick Falk round one. I think that would be a smart decision there.
All right, we'll go with Kendrick Falk then for the Lions pick in round 1 at 18. All right, and just real quick, I just want to recap the rest of round 1. Pick 19, the Bucs went with Spencer Fano, tackle out of Utah. Browns, via their trade with Jacksonville last year for Travis Hunter, got cornerback Avion Terrell out of Clemson. Dante Moore from Oregon goes to your Steelers.
Yep.
Romello,
I kind of figured.
I don't think that Dante Moore might. I don't know. I've heard conflicting things. He may not.
I figured the Steelers would grab someone like Dante Moore because like all they have right now is Will Howard, and it's projected that
it'll be
Rodgers
interesting to
coming
see
back.
Who the next quarterback is that goes off the board, and then to say if Dante Moore's not there, if the Steelers would go for him. Right. But anyway, the Chargers then go with edge Romello Height. 49ers go with potentially one of the best tackles in the draft, Francis Mauigoa out of Miami. The Dallas Cowboys, via their Micah Parsons trade with Green Bay, goes with cornerback Brandon Sissy out of South Carolina. Chicago Bears go with edge LT Overton from Alabama. I cannot say this guy's name, but he's the interior guard from Penn State. Denzel Boston, the wide receiver out of Washington, stays in Washington, going to Seattle.
Olave Vega Lowen.
It is not pronounced how it looks, and I'm not going to butcher it.
Nah,
Put it in Chat GPT and see if it will give you the pronunciation.
that's fine.
KC Concepcion, who's a very good wide receiver out of Texas A&M.
I know all about Concepcion.
Going to the
he's
Jets
fantastic.
via their Sauce Gardner trade with the
I don't
Colts.
like that. I don't like him going to the Jets. He's not going to be utilized over there.
Kenyon Sadiq, tight end out of Oregon, going to the Rams at 29. Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee, going to the Patriots. Caden Proctor, tackle out of Alabama, going to the Eagles. And then edge R. Mason Thomas from Oklahoma going to the Broncos. All right. So round 2, I am up with the Vikings at pick 45. I think that so we got a cornerback in the last round. I think our biggest needs at this point are safety to replace Hitman Harrison Smith.
Obviously, you have to take Rod Moore.
I'm going to be honest, man. I don't know.
You gotta take Rod Moore.
I also think
no other option other than Rod Moore. I
don't see us bringing TJ Hawkinson back this year, so I might look at tight end. I also want to look at center, although I'm not as convinced that it's as big of a need as I thought it was prior to the end of this. You
guys definitely need a good center.
I'm going to look at running back and defensive tackle as well, because I think that even if Jones and Mason both come back next year, we're going to need someone as an heir apparent to take over in those spots and develop it at running back 3. And then defensive tackle, same deal. We've got Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen. I don't think we're keeping Hargrave, and they're both pretty old. So, okay. So what I'm seeing here. Okay, so in the past on my mock drafts, I have taken Jake Slaughter because center is a big need. I don't know if Ryan Kelly's coming back next season. I don't think he is. However, we've since moved Blake Brandell, who was our starting left guard last season, to center, and he's performed really well. So I'm actually thinking that maybe center is not as dire of a need as it was a couple weeks ago.
So
I'm leaning towards
tight end. If you guys need a tight end, I know this is gonna sound asinine. I understand that, being Michigan fans as we are. But I think Max Clare might be a good set for the Vikings.
I like Max Clare. He has actually been kind of disappointing in his actual production for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Honestly, I really like Eli Stowers as well. I've got another pick at 77.
And there's also Jack Endries. He's been in position. It's just they haven't had the quarterback just hasn't gotten it to him.
So what I'm looking at is I'm probably going to go safety here because there's 3 safeties that are really good at the top of the board right now.
Obviously, Rod Moore.
I'm hoping to see that maybe Max Clare or Eli Stowers is still on the board at 77. So
Will Johnson is injured. Ripstar.
I'm looking at Rod Moore, AJ Halsey, and Dylan Thieneman.
There's only one option.
I love Rod Moore, but I have a serious concern that Rod Moore may not even play any more football. He had a very bad injury that required multiple surgeries with complications. He came back and played 2 games, which he looked good. You can see here in the Wisconsin game, had a very high rating, but in Nebraska and SC, not so much. And he hasn't played since then. And there's a reason, and I'm concerned. I'm wondering if he's not going to play football at Michigan anymore. And what does that mean for him being able to play football going forward? Maybe he gets a medical red shirt and comes back to Michigan again next year and proves my concerns wrong. But as of right now, I'm having a very difficult time believing that Rod Moore is going to be in the NFL next year or be picked very high because of what's going on. I think Will Johnson had a very good start to the year. He hasn't had the greatest years since then because I think he's been banged up.
But I think he's injured right now, out with a back hip injury.
I think overall he's still kind of in the conversation for defensive rookie of the year, but I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Anyways, so I'm really kind of looking at AJ Halsey, who I've been a huge fan of. You can see here his coverage grade is at 84, run defense 73, so both are very good. Look at the advanced stats here. He's got really good stats here as well. So I also really like Dylan Thieneman. I just feel like AJ Halsey's a more complete player right now, so I'm going to go with Halsey out of LSU. All right, so you are up. All right, so according to this, it's still center, tackle, defensive interior, and cornerback.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, you picked edge Keldrick Falk to complement Aiden Hutchinson in the first round.
Yeah.
You've got 7 more picks coming up, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 2 6th, 2 7th. Where would you like to go? If you want me to filter by positions, let me know.
I think honestly, with how the Lions pick their players and how they love picking from a certain team down in Columbus, I think here they would end up taking Austin Searveld.
So that's a tackle for Ohio State. He's
Yeah.
potentially, I've heard talks that he's more likely to play guard in the NFL, but he's
Right.
very highly rated.
Yeah. I feel like this is
See if
where
they have an analysis.
I
They
feel
don't have an analysis
no, I
here.
feel
He's
like
6'5", 325.
I feel like the Lions would end up picking him up. That just it feels like a Lions thing to do.
Do you see him playing tackle or guard?
I
Because
can
you've
see
got
him.
2 young guards already, so he would have to replace one of them. Or do you put him behind Taylor Decker, another offensive tackle from Ohio State, and have him sort of be an understudy until
Yeah, I
Decker
mean, I
retires?
would. Yeah, that's how I would do it. I would put him behind Taylor Decker and have him work with him, because like they were both on the same team at one point.
Well, they weren't on the same team together.
Right.
Taylor Decker's like a 10-year vet, but they're from
Right,
the
but they
same college.
yeah they both come from Ohio. So I think that's what the Lions would end up doing. So I think they would pick up Austin Searveld here.
1 second. Just responded to something real quick.
Well, right now we're
All
doing a podcast, so tell that person to shut the hell up.
All right, so Austin Searveld. Here we go.
If they're not in the chat, they don't need to talk to you.
All right, so I'm
Tell
up
them
now.
to get in the chat if they want to talk. Like,
So I'm up now with
send them the
with
link.
pick
Tell them to get in
77,
the chat. We can talk in the chat.
which is the first of our 2 third-round picks.
She
so
can
I'm
talk in
going
the chat
to-
too, Ripstar.
So I'm gonna filter by the player the positions that I would potentially draft mid to late rounds. So give me just a second here. I am actually open to a second cornerback as well. Okay, so we'll go here. I'm gonna be honest though. I'm kind of stuck on tight end right now. Eli Stowers is still there. I don't necessarily want him to bring back Hawkinson. So Hawkinson, a couple years ago, got a contract from the Vikings after he got traded to them from the Lions to make him the highest paid tight end in the league. And since he came back from his injury last year, he has not been that great. His deal next year goes to $21 million cap hit, but we actually save almost $10 million if we don't bring him back next year. And right now we need to get under the cap for next year. So I'm thinking that we pick a tight end here to replace TJ Hawkinson, and Eli Stowers has been phenomenal this year for Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
You see he's got an 86.9 receiving grade, which puts him – so this little bar right here is the comparison to him versus all the other tight ends in college. And the farther right, the better. You see where he's at, right?
Right.
And his blocking grade is okay, but you know what? We don't have TJ Hawkinson there to block. We got Josh Oliver for that. We don't need Eli Stowers to block. We need him to be a receiver. So they have an analysis here for him, 6'4", 235, saying that Stowers has been on a college football journey. Entering his final eligible season would be an understatement. He was a 4-star dual-threat quarterback coming out of high school and committed to Texas A&M. After 2 years as the backup, he transferred to New Mexico State, where he lost the quarterback battle to Diego Pavia and switched positions to tight end. There was clearly no love lost between the two, though, as Stowers then followed Pavia to Vanderbilt to be his number 1 target in the SEC. So I'm going to go with Stowers here.
You know, Ripstar does bring up a good point.
Yeah.
You guys do need a quarterback.
No, we don't. Shut up. Stowers is 6'4", 235. That's not light. What are you talking about?
But then again, I mean, the fact that he does have quarterback experience, that would actually open you guys up for some trick plays too.
It would. And as we saw last week, where I don't know why, but he actually pulled a trick play out of his – Kevin O'Connell had a what was it? It was like a screen pass to Justin Jefferson. That was a lateral that they then passed it back across the field to JJ. That was the weirdest fucking thing. I don't want JJ to be a receiver and get hit, but I've never seen a trick play like that. So
Well, it's because they were going up against Ben Johnson, the king of the trick play.
I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Eli Stowers here. I'm just a big fan of Eli Stowers. I'm gonna go with him here.
Yeah, if Dylan Everett is still there, I think he would be a good pickup too.
All right, now it's my pick again at 97 because we had 2 third-round picks.
Yep, we don't have a third round.
Right. So
John Mateer honestly wouldn't be a bad pickup.
No, I'm not getting a quarterback. Fuck you guys.
I'm telling you, he's not a bad pickup.
I didn't say he's a bad pickup. We don't need him. That's what
I think you do, though.
No, we don't.
He would be a much better quarterback than what you got now.
We do not need him.
John Mateer would be a way better quarterback.
All right. So we do need a running back. I said that earlier. I also think we need a wide receiver because I think that we're not keeping Addison and Naylor. With
Antonio
the way this year has gone,
Williams.
I thought we were letting Naylor walk this year. I'm kind of leaning towards, and Vikings fans don't kill me, but I'm kind of leaning towards trade Addison this offseason and sign Naylor. It's just me. But so I think we drafting a wide receiver would be a good idea. I also think we need to shore up some depth on the offensive line. Will Fries has been really good, but he's not going to be there forever. Brian O'Neill's a really good tackle, but again, he's like pushing 30, I think. So getting someone behind him for depth, I think, would be really good.
I mean, Singleton wouldn't be a bad pickup. I mean, yeah, he's from Penn State.
I'm not taking Singleton. He's Singleton has a problem. He has what I call the Donovan Edwards problem. He has trouble seeing the holes develop behind the line. He's very good once he gets out from the backfield and like making people miss, and he has a good 40 time, I think. But he runs into the back of his offensive lineman way too much.
But that can be coached.
Yeah, I don't want that. Sorry.
What about Jadarian Price?
Price is okay, but I'm not a Price guy either. I think I'm actually leaning towards going offensive line here. I'm kind of leaning towards one of these two guys. So Caden Green, 6'5", 324 tackle from Mizzou, has really good pass blocking, really pretty decent run blocking. I think he fits Kevin O'Connell's scheme. Charles Jagusa, kind of mystery. Yeah,
So,
kind of mystery. I'm going to go with Caden Green here.
Yeah, you kind of got to go with Caden Green at this point.
All right, next pick is also the Vikings. We're at 113.
The Lions did some trade.
All right, so I've already got a tight end. I don't need that, so we need.
Justice Haynes is more than likely out for the rest of the season. He might come back if we hit playoffs.
Let's see.
But we also don't know for sure because, as I'm sure you're well aware, Sharon Moore doesn't tell anybody anything until he's forced to disclose it before the game. So, he wouldn't be in the draft this season. He wouldn't be in the draft until next season?
He could go to the draft. So I've said this before on other shows. I think it comes down to for Justice Haynes is that he's not going to play the rest of the season. He may play in a bowl game. After the season's over, what's going to happen is he's going to submit his request to the NFLPA to give him a draft projection. They're going to come back and they're going to tell him, we think this is where you're at. And if they think that his draft stock could be improved by a good showing in a bowl game, they will tell him that. If his draft stock is first round to mid second round, I think he declares for the draft. If his draft stock is late second or later, I think he comes back next season. If they tell him that a good bowl game showing could vault him into first to second round borderline draft stock, I think he plays in the bowl game and then resubmits for a reevaluation. And again, it comes down to where they project him.
Right. And also Ripstar, if he plays out I think he's right now, I think he's second, third. I don't think he's fourth, fifth, even with the injury.
Yeah, I think he's second, third as well right now with the injury. His grades are too good to ignore. The track that he was on prior to his injury are too good to ignore. So I'm going to play Homer here, and I'm going to take Justice Haynes for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, probably a good idea. So here, I think here we go for.
I think you're wrong, Ripstar. I think if he hadn't gotten injured this year and his season continued the way he was now,
he'd be in the
he
top
would.
10.
I don't think he would have been top 10, but I think he would have been in the picked in the 20s, similar to Omari and Hampton last year.
I think he could have been top 10 if he played out through the season. So we got a DL. We need a center.
Yeah. So your previous picks were defensive end and offensive tackle /
yeah.
guard.
So we definitely need a center here.
Okay, center. Let me get interior offensive line. You want me to put any other filters on?
I don't think we need a cornerback though, do we?
I mean, I think you probably do. I mean,
throw on cornerback.
Cornerback. Okay.
I know it says we need DL, but I don't think we need DL that bad though.
I think it's just looking at you're losing DJ Reader and your defensive line is kind of thin.
Right, but
so I think that's what it's looking at.
I don't think we'd look at DL here. I guess throw defensive line on there though. Now I guess we don't like. I guess we'll look at that too. We'll see what we got.
You need me to go down or click on anybody?
Yeah. Can you click on Texas A&M guy there, Albert Regis?
Yep, Albert Regis got a 56 pass rushing grade that puts him in the lower end of defensive lineman for pass rush.
Right,
but his run defense is at 82.9, which is at the top end. True pass rush grade is 61. That puts him in the middle. Pass rush win rate, God, say that 10 times fast. Is poor, but run stop rate is very good.
Right.
First look doesn't have an analysis yet, but he's 6'1", 317.
Yeah, it has some class to the guard.
No, that's not what that is. It's I don't know exactly what that is, but
pull up Skyler at the top there.
Skyler Gill Howard, Texas Tech defensive tackle, 88.6 pass rush grade, 71 run defense grade. So he's near the top of defensive linemen for pass rush. He's just above average for run defense, so above average still though.
Yeah, what's
true pass rush grade is top end. Pass rush run rate and run stop rate are all very, very high at the top.
What's the first look? He's 6'1", 290. So he's kind of
class is so G stands for graduate senior year.
He's kind of small, so he'll have to bulk up, but I think he'd be a good pick.
Now keep in mind, you're probably keeping Aleem McNeil, and you do have your first round pick last year, Tyleik Williams, still on roster.
Right.
I do think you're losing DJ Reader, but this guy would be behind both of them coming in. This is a fourth round pick.
He's got to bulk up anyway. Yeah, he's got to bulk up anyway. He's small.
Okay, so we'll go with Skyler Gill Howard from Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think he'd be good back there.
All right, you got him.
I mean, I do think he's going to have to bulk up, so it's probably good. He's a second string anyway, but I think he'll be definitely a good for the future of the Lions.
All right, so Vikings are back up. We're at pick 152. I'm just putting a few different positions here. Okay.
Just click all positions, man, at this point.
Sorry, 1 second, guys.
I think you should grab Zachariah Branch. That way you can have a Branch next time you play us, so we can have Branch v. Branch.
I do like Zachariah Branch, but I don't think he's our biggest need right now. I do like him though.
Well, right, but I just think that they should pick him up so that way next season we can have Branch versus Branch.
Yeah, he's fast as hell, dude. I actually really do like Zachariah Branch. He's 5'10".
Small though.
Yeah, I mean he would be a decent replacement for Addison, to be honest.
Right, but Brian Branch would literally throw him with one hand. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard pulling for North Carolina just because of like how bad they've been.
That's true.
You don't really because their coaching staff is just
atrocious. Go Nick Harbor. Go a flyer on Nick Harbor.
That would actually be a good pick.
Imagine, dude. So here's my problem with Nick Harbor. I think that he's insanely talented. I worry that his head's not in the game. He has his talent has never actually shown up to its potential on the field. And he was, for the last few years, he's been focused on being a track star and trying to qualify for the Olympics. However, this season, he did really focus his mind He quit track. He's focused on football. And if that continues, the upside is insane. Could you imagine if he did realize his potential and put him in Kevin O'Connell's offense with Justin Jefferson? You got Justin Jefferson on one end and Nick Harbor, a track star who's 6'5", on the other end.
I would put Jets in the slot.
I wouldn't put Jets in the slot because we got Ty Felton, and if we keep Jalen Naylor, those are your slot guys. But imagine the boundaries being Justin Jefferson and Nick Harbor. That's insane.
And I don't think you guys have a wide receiver need though. So I don't foresee the Vikings drafting a wide receiver here.
I think we could because again, I think we're losing at least one of Addison or Naylor over the next 2 years.
I think what you guys actually need is cornerbacks.
So here's what's happening. I do think we need another corner, but
I think you need cornerbacks more than you need receivers.
I don't see a corner here that I think is. I mean, Takario Davis is fine, but hear me out. Jalen Naylor's a free agent.
Davison Igbenogany.
No, I'm not taking him. I'm not taking Diddy from Ohio State. Listen, so Jalen Naylor is a free agent this offseason. We either let him walk and then maybe sign Jordan Addison next year, re-sign him, but he potentially could decide, no, I'm going to go free agent because I want a number one wide receiver contract. I don't want to see the Vikings in the same situation the Bengals are in, where they pay 2 wide receivers top-end contracts along with their quarterback, and then they end up not being able to pay anybody else because 3 players are taking up a third of their salary cap.
All right.
So we either do that or we trade Jordan Addison this offseason, re-sign Jalen Naylor, and then draft another wide receiver. And it would be, I don't know if Thielen's coming back. He's kind of washed anyway. But we would have Justin Jefferson, Jalen Naylor, who's really showed out this year. Ty Felton, our third-round pick last year, who hasn't really done a lot, but he was kind of like an upside pick anyway. And then another receiver that we draft this year. I think that they could do that.
I think that if Nick Harbor is here, and you're thinking
it's 5th round.
Yeah, and you're thinking that you might need a wide receiver, then grab him.
Otherwise,
I would recommend grabbing.
I'm not 100% convinced that he's all in headspace in football, but if he is, I'll take a 5th round pick to gamble and see if he is.
Right.
So I'm going Nick Harbor.
Yeah, we also got to try to move this along a little bit. We got 30 minutes left.
So you are up. You're at pick 157. You have chosen an edge, an offensive tackle / guard, and a defensive tackle.
All right,
so it's been trenches for every pick. And you've got 5 picks left.
Let's look at cornerback.
Cornerback. All right, we got Igbenogany, Takario Davis. Christian Gray's supposedly good. Cam Calhoun's been decent. Damani Jackson's been decent. But you can see whoever you want. Let me know. Or do you want
pull up Takario Davis.
Okay. So he's got an 81.9 run defense that puts him in the top end.
Yeah, run defense.
Slightly below average coverage grade.
That's what we need too.
But his zone coverage is above average, so it's just his man.
Right, and I think that's what we run mostly is zone.
Yeah. So he's 6'4" for the cornerback.
Yeah. Let's look at one more real quick. Let's look at Christian Gray here.
Right, Notre Dame.
Nope.
Not great.
Yeah, we can just exit out of that completely. Cam Calhoun.
Not great.
Yeah, we can get out of that then.
I will say Calhoun has a good defense rate versus passes. He's in the upper end there. And zone coverage, he's decent, but everything else is kind of.
Yeah, let's look at Damani Jackson. Middle of the pack, pretty much, but still low.
It is a 5th round pick. So.
Yeah, so I think we're going to have to go with Takario Davis here.
You want to look at Iggy? Iggy's got good grades here.
But if we look historically, the Lions don't look at Ohio State for the secondary or skill positions. It's mostly for the line.
It's true. And Jeff Okudah was a huge bust. He was number 3 pick cornerback.
Right.
I don't know. But then you got Caleb Downs. I don't know. It's up to you, man. I mean, are these grades good because he's good, or are these grades good because he's playing on a stacked team against lesser talented teams?
Right. I think Dekario Davis is going to be the pick.
All right. Let's go with Dekario Davis, cornerback out of Washington. All right, now we're up at 170. We've got 170 and 173 here. So let's see. I've gotten a cornerback, safety, tight end, tackle, running back, wide receiver. So I still think we need an offensive lineman or two, a second corner, an edge, defensive tackle, and a linebacker are what I'm looking at. So, all right. So another offensive lineman or two, second corner, defensive interior, edge, and linebacker. All right. Let's see. So we took the one guy that was a tackle, I think, right? Yeah, Caden Green. Let's see. I could go Logan. You know what? Yeah, that's the pick for me. I'm going Logan Jones, center out of Iowa. I like this kid. I think he's good. His grades are ridiculously high for a 5th-round pick. So I'm going to go with Logan Jones out of Iowa. And then I'm up again 3 picks later.
Yeah.
Let's look at interior offensive line, cornerback, defensive interior, edge, and linebacker again. And I'm going to go back-to-back interior offensive lineman. I'm going to go with Armaj Reed Adams, a guard out of Texas A&M. And I'm on the clock again, 191. So let's see. I'm done with O-line. I'm done with offense. So let's go defensive line, edge, corner, and linebacker. And let's see. I could go TJ Guy here. And here's the thing. I'm not sure we're going to re-sign Jonathan Grenard. I think he may be a potential trade asset this offseason. And if we do, Brian Flores likes to have a rotation of 3 pass rushers, which is why I'm considering that. But then I also kind of want to go Rayshon Benny here because, again, I don't think we're bringing Hargrave back. We probably bring Allen back, but he's in his 30s. We've got a couple young, decent defensive tackles. I wouldn't hate bringing in Benny, though, to replace Hargrave. Yeah, I'm going to go with Rayshon Benny here. Another homer pick by Kinetik. All right, now Lions, you've got 2 picks and 2 of the next 3 picks. 196, round 6. What are we looking at?
What have I picked so far?
So far, you have picked edge Keldrick Falk, tackle/guard Austin Saraveld, defensive tackle Skylar Gill Howard, and cornerback Dekario Davis.
So we'll look at some centers here.
All right. Interior offensive line. Anything else?
Let's look at
I'll
Parker.
be honest. If you're not looking at Brailsford, Lalolu, and Pregnon, I don't know what you're doing.
Look at Parker here.
Yeah, so his run block is below average, but look at his pass block.
Right, and that's kind of what we need out of a center.
Gap running. I mean,
yeah, I think
the only thing he's not good at is blocking for a zone blocking scheme.
Right, but that can be coached in.
Right.
And he's got a bulk up too. So we'll look at the other ones real quick, and then I think Parker's at the top here.
I don't know. Lalulu has really good grades in both. Look, he's top end on both.
Yeah. What's his
he's 6'2", 329.
He's number 1 right now on the list.
Pregnon's a guard, but look at his ratings. I think Pregnon is severely underrated by PFF. Me personally, but he's a guard, not a center.
So I think I'll go with
Lalulu.
Yeah, Lalulu.
Iapani Lalulu.
Yeah, Iapani Lalulu.
All right,
a duck. We'll pick a duck up here. Now I'm up again.
Yep, you're up again. The only one that was taken off the board is quarterback Trinidad Chambliss. All right, what do you want to look at? You got a center, you got a tackle/guard, you've got a corner, you've got a defensive tackle, and a defensive end. You want to look linebacker, you want to look wide receiver, tackle, quarterback. You want to see if there's a quarterback to go behind Goff?
Yeah, I mean, we can look at it and see if there's anyone worth
I mean,
anything.
Darian Mensah's showing out at Duke. Bo Prabula's been decent at Missouri before he got injured. You could always go with Nico or Diego.
I think Diego.
Dude, if you pair Diego Pavia up with Dan Campbell, that's going to be nuts.
I think Diego here. Like, I want to see them.
I mean, that's effectively Cam Scatabo as a quarterback. It's Cam Scatabo if he was Mexican and could throw.
Yeah, we'll grab Diego here.
All right.
Grab Diego.
Diego Pavia is now the understudy to Jared Goff.
I don't think that we're actually going to do it, but if we do it, that would be
I think it would be funny if y'all brought him in as like a undrafted free agent, because I literally just want to see him in a press conference with Dan Campbell. All right, we're up with the 208 pick. Let's see. So we went defensive interior, so I still think we need another corner, potentially an edge, and a linebacker. And we've got 3 picks left, so that's what we're looking at. So I could still go TJ Guy, although I think I've went Homer too many times already. Okay. I like both Rasheem Biles and Patrick Payton. I like them both a lot. I could probably get both of them because I have 206 and 209. So I'm not going to overthink this. I'm just going to go Patrick Payton here. And if Rasheem Biles is still here, I'm picking him. Yeah, he is. I'm going Patrick Payton and Rasheem Biles. All right. And it's my pick again, my final pick, 226. And who do I want to take a flyer on? Do I want to take a flyer on Marlon Klein? Let's see. Who do I want to take a flyer on? Last pick. You know what? I'm going to go with Pregnon. I know I've already gotten 3 other offensive linemen, but like I said, I think he's just a pure value pick. I think he is much better than a 7th round pick. I think he's like a 2nd or 3rd round pick. So I'm going with Pregnon here just on pure value. All right, and you've got 2 picks left, 231 and 255.
All right.
So you've got a quarterback, you've got a center, you've got a tackle/guard. On defense, you've got edge and defensive tackle and a cornerback.
Let's check inside offensive line again.
All right.
See who's still here.
Pat Coogan from Indiana. He's got really good grades. He is 6'5", 311. Redshirt senior. He's a center as well, so you have him compete with the other center that you got for that job.
Yeah.
One of them potentially could kick out to guard then, or you kick Glasgow back out to guard, and then Connor Tollison, his grades aren't quite as good. Joshua Braun, not as good.
Ethan, maybe. Nope. Well, his grades aren't terrible, but yeah.
Do you want to look at any other positions, or you want to go with Coogan? Funny story. Coogan almost came to Michigan in the transfer portal last year.
I think we'll grab Coogan. Yeah. I think we're gonna need all the centers that we can get because they keep getting injured.
All right, you're on your last pick. Who do you want to take a flyer on?
All right. So let's go to cornerback.
Trevor Pena, cornerback. You want to go 2 corners? Let's see. Jair Hill is here.
Yep, grab him.
There we go.
That's an easy one.
Let's see what PFF grades our drafts. So for you, it says you drafted Skylar Gill Howard. You should have instead drafted quarterback out of USC, Jaden
Mayova.
Sorry, I don't know why.
That's not. Why would I draft that? That's not.
Jaden Mayava. It gave you an A for Falk and Saraville and Gil Howard. Even though it thought you should have went Mayava, it still gave you an A. Gave you a B- for Ticario, C- for Lalolu. Gave you a C+ for Diego, so that's not bad. That's better than I thought it would be.
And then the last
a B+ for both Coogan and Jair Hill, giving you an overall draft grade of A-.
Let's go.
All right, let's see mine. It's not going to like mine nearly as much. Let's see, did it? Okay, so it's telling me instead of Halsey that I should have went with center Caleb Lomu or tackle Caleb Lomu. No, thank you. I disagree. All right, So yeah, I didn't like mine as much. It didn't like Rayshon.
I'm the better drafter. Let's go.
Hey, Ribstar, which one of these do you think is a better draft? And you know what?
He's gone.
Lichmax, I'm going to put all three of these images in our Discord server, and you can tweet them out from on Twitter. Tag me in it.
All right.
And tell people to let us know who had the better draft.
All right, yeah, I'll do that. I'll put that out. So keep an eye out for that on the Lichmax626 Twitter page and on Kinetics. We're gonna have a poll to see who you guys think actually did a better draft. I think it's obviously the Lions. I mean, this won't be what the Lions draft looks like because they always draft stupid, but definitely.
Yeah, let us know what you think we did wrong, who we should have taken instead. Let us know what you think was right. And yeah, just give us your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Yep.
And can you throw up the QR code for the GoFundMe?
Yep. So I guess before we get out of here, Kinetik, you go first. Where can the people find you? What you got going on?
Yeah, so you can find me on all platforms at Kinetik615. You can find me here on the Gamer Sideline, my own YouTube channel over at Kinetik615, where I talk sports, NFL, college football, and I do watch-alongs for the Michigan Wolverines and Minnesota Vikings. I've got a gaming channel as well at Kinetik615 Plays. You can also find me on Saturday mornings on the Final Whistle Network on YouTube with Lucian and Mike. Not this Mike, different Mike. Talking college football and previewing that day's games. If you get a chance, check out the GoFundMe link that Mike has put up here.
Yep.
Check it out, read it. If you're able to donate, please do. Any amount helps. If you can't donate, that's okay. Share it out on social media. It only takes one share for the right person to see it and be able to contribute and be generous. If you have any questions about it and want any updates, I'm more than happy to be transparent about it. Feel free to message me on X, Twitter, or on Discord, or wherever you can find me. Happy to be transparent and answer any questions. And Lichmax, what do you got going on?
And you can find me right here on the Gamer Sideline. We're going to start doing this every Wednesday or Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called Sideline Huddle for the Gamer Sideline. You find me right here. Also find me here on Fridays for the Football Fridays, where we talk all things college football that occurred the weekend review. You can also find me over at the Maze Madman Show, Maze Out Mondays, where I produce the show and I also host the Lich Picks segment. So make sure you subscribe over at Maze Madman and check that out. You can also find me on all platforms at LichMax626. If you can't find me on that platform, I'm probably not there. But if you want to see me there, just let me know on one of the platforms I'm on. I might go there. With that out of the way, without further ado, remember to cheer hard, to play hard, and we'll catch you next time right here on the Sideline. See ya.
From joystick dreams to Friday night lights, it's controllers and cleats under podcast mics with Lichmax dropping deep like he's throwing a bomb, and Kinetik calling audibles, staying calm in the storm. From the field to the sticks, yeah, we bring the heat. With Kinetik and Lichmax, never miss a beat. When the final whistle blows or the credits roll, we're signing off strong, that's how gamers take control. Catch us on the sideline, where legends chill, where the playbooks flip and the passion's real. If you heard the takes, then you know the drill. Till next time, fam, keep it clutch, keep it skill. From the field to the sticks, yeah, we bring the heat. With Kinetik and Lichmax, never miss a beat. When the headset's off and the lights go low, we'll be back next game, y'all already know. We out.